Now everything has moved online and a large amount of data is created through social medias, IoT devices and other online services. About 2.5 quintillion bytes of data is produced on a daily basis. Evolution of technology has generated a lot of data and we can no longer rely on the traditional data processing tools and we need a better process. All right. That is where data science comes in now. Data science is all about extracting the useful insights from data and using it to grow your business. For example, recently there are many companies that use the user data or customer data from their own website to know the shopping pattern or customer interest, thus increasing the sales. So, hi all, I welcome all of you to this session on Data Science full course that contains everything that you need to know in order to master data science. So, before we get started, let's take a look at the agenda for today. The first module is an introduction to Python programming that covers all the basics of Python required for data science. Followed by this, we have modules for data science. The next module is data pre-processing, then exploratory data analysis, machine learning models or machine learning algorithms, then model evaluation, dashboarding and model deployment, and finally we'll end up the session with a basic project on data science. So moving on to our first module, Introduction to Python Programming. So what is Python? Well, Python is a general purpose high level interpreted language with easy syntax and is dynamically initialized. It was created by Judo van Rossum in 1989 as a hobby because he wanted a language which is beautiful to look at and easy to understand. For that, he used indentations instead of curly braces to describe each block. We know that in other programming languages, we have curly braces to describe a block, but here in Python, we have indentations or proper spacing. But it has not received the love as it was slow compared to other programming languages. But with the rise of machine learning and artificial intelligence, Python has got into the spotlight as it makes the work more productive. Google Trend has shown from the past 5 years the interest in Python programming language has gone to a whole new level when compared to other programming languages like Java, Scalar, R and Spark. But still, the question exists, why is Python programming so popular? So let's go and understand the reasons why it has become popular. The very first reason is Python is very easy to use. That basically means that the syntax of Python is very simple. If you have some basic knowledge of any one programming language, learning Python will be very easy. This simplicity of Python has made most of the corporate companies to use Python for most of the research and development work. The other difference between Python and other programming languages is that you will be able to implement most of your work with less lines of code compared to other programming language. The second reason is Python is an open source language. It is free for everybody to use. Thousands of programmers come together online in making Python better and efficient each day. Anybody can break the code, modify and make the code. The third reason is the library support. As Python is an open source language, it has got hundreds of libraries which the developers can use to complete their work. Let me mention some of the important libraries that developers use. Those are NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib and Seaborn, Scikit-learn. NumPy is used for creating multi-dimensional array. Pandas is used to read from different data sources and use data frames, data series to perform different operations. Matplot and Seaborn are the visualization libraries. Scikit-learn is one of the most popular library where most of the machine learning algorithm is present. So if you want to implement any machine learning algorithm, you will be using scikit-learn as a library and will call that specific algorithm to apply it in your problem statement. Scikit-learn has got supervised machine learning as well as unsupervised machine learning algorithm. The fourth reason is the applications. Python can be used to make almost anything. It can be web application, mobile application, and machine learning algorithms. Many top companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon are basically using Python to implement most of the products now. Some of the products that I would like to mention are Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Netflix using movie recommendation system. Now even Facebook also uses movie recommendation system in order to suggest the friends. So now we are moving on to the features of Python. So as we have already discussed before, Python is known for its simplicity. The syntax is very easy to use, so anybody can easily understand. The next feature of Python is an open source language. It is free for anybody to use. Modifications are also possible in Python. The next feature is portability. Python supports portability. You can write the code and share it with anybody. It will run the same way it runs within your device. The next feature is embedding properties. Certain languages perform certain functions better than Python. So Python supports other languages to run those functions. The next feature is interpretation. Python is an interpreted language, which means it is interpreted line by line, which means management of memory and CPU is very simple. The next feature is the library support. Python has huge library support which can be used to obtain solutions to your problems. The next feature is object orientation. Python supports OOPS concept, which means you can model a real world problem into your code and has security over it. That's all about the features of Python. Now we are moving on to the data types in Python. So before we move on to the basics of Python, we need to familiarize with the tools of data science. So Anaconda distribution or Anaconda environment is a very important or popular platform of data science.